right. Hi, Facebook land. I'm going to mess on my computer here a second and see if I can see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Hi, Shelley. I didn't know if I'd be able to see that when the stuff popped up. This afternoon, I sent out an email text document announcement, and I wanted to share some of that same information, but just in a different format because I didn't know who was watching. So this is basically the text of the message that I sent out. So in the letter, I asked the church leadership, I ask you the same questions. How you doing through all this? I've heard some people who are doing well and others that are going stir crazy. So how about you? How are you doing? If you need words of encouragement, give me a call. I'll be glad to talk. Also, if you just want to talk, if you need to vent or complain, or if your kids are driving you up a wall, let me know. I'm glad I can listen. I can listen. This constantly changing world is a mess, and I'll be glad to listen. I also want to encourage you to continue with your faith practices. Keep setting aside time for prayer and scripture reading. Worship as you're able. Look for ways to serve, to give, to invite, to encourage. For me, it's doing things that helps keep the craziness in perspective. So focusing on helping others, that helps keep me sane. So second, I wanted to ask, how's the church doing? It's kind of hard to gauge when we aren't all here. So let me know, what are you hearing and seeing and noticing? I want to say thank you to everyone who's working to find new ways for us to be the church through this crisis. I'll continue with the weekly email and the text updates. I've tried to highlight things that are going on both to give you ideas and to give you some encouragement and hope. So if you know of anything that I've missed, please let me know. So another question I've been asked is, when can we gather again? The short answer is, I have no idea. I read last night that Trump has extended the national quarantine until April 30th, and I heard today that DeWine has canceled schools until May 1st. So I'm anticipating virtual worship and being apart for at least a few more weeks. Bishop Bowden has been in conference calls with Governor DeWine, and he's providing updates to clergy. So I'm looking for guidance for him about when we can gather in person for worship, and I'll share information as it becomes available. These are very anxious times, but we'll get through this together. I pray that God will give you strength each day to light a candle rather than curse the darkness. It's a choice, not always an easy choice, but it's a choice. May God give you the strength to light a candle. So now we do our announcements. The virtual worship service for the weekend has been posted on Facebook. You might have to scroll down a little bit to find it. Also on YouTube. There's a link that was in that letter, and probably I think that letter's floating around on the Facebook page too. The church office will be open during the week from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. See, that popped up. That was really cool. Thank you, Tracy. She said take care of yourself too. That was nice. So the church office will be open during the week from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. If the door's locked, ring the video doorbell and someone will let you in. The Forerunner has been posted on the church website. Printed copies were mailed to our homebound members. So if you'd like a printed copy of the newsletter, you can stop by the church office to pick one up. In the letter, I asked if anyone had a box like the one that realtors put out in front of houses, and I found out that we could get one on Amazon for like 17 bucks. So we ordered one, and it's being shipped to the church, and we're going to find some place to hang it that we can put newsletters and announcements and stuff like that for people to come pick up and maybe even deliver to folks who aren't computer oriented. Also, for folks who don't do computers, our worship service is on CD. Andy helped make a CD recording as well as our virtual video stuff. So if you know people who don't do computers or they're not able to tune in, stop by and we'll make you a copy of the CD and you can share that with them. I also wanted to remind you, don't forget to call your the two people you normally see in church. Help others with their fears and worries by talking to them. You don't need to preach to people. Just listen, reassure, ask them how they're doing. Related to that, I sent out this email to some of the church leaders earlier, and I got an idea response about dividing up the church membership into groups so that different people could call a group of people. So I took the church directory, I broke it into sections of 10 families. So if you are able or you are willing or you'd like to help out, I can give you a chunk of that and just asking people to make some phone calls. So if you're willing to make 10 phone calls, let me know in the comments, send me a text, call the church office, and we'll get that divided up. The next was on our list, the blanket ladies. Margaret and Arlene have made... Oh, it's not 50. She just sent me a message, and I'm going to look that up. So, excuse the awkwardness. 260 face masks is what Margaret said her total is up to now, which is just crazy. She's been getting different people to come in, or not to come in, but to work with her, cutting and sewing and turning, and so that's really great. The announcement from last week is they're still looking for elastic, and as far as I know, that is still true. So if you have supplies to share, if you want to help out, talk to Margaret, and I'm sure she would love to have the help. Also, that was on the original Facebook post was a video discussion from the Bible Project about Sabbath. So since we can't meet together, one of the things we're trying to do is continue to share faith formation ideas. So the link is in that document. I can try to stick it on here. I don't know if I can do that or not. But check out that video. It's a real short video. It's got some discussion questions, some different Bible readings. Just a nice way to keep faith in the forefront, a nice time of devotion. The other thing that was in the letter, St. John still needs your financial support during these weeks, even though we're not meeting as normal. So if you're not signed up for the automated giving, now's a good time to start. You go to the church website. There's a link in the top right corner. You can also call the church office, and Lisa Ann knows how to set all that up. I have no idea, but Lisa Ann will help you out. You can also mail your offering into the church. We're at P.O. Box 235 in Williston, or you can stop by during the hours 3 to 9 during the week. And talking and trying to read messages that they come in at the same time. Oh, Lucy's going to help me out. Awesome, thank you. And Shelley and Tracy and Tammy. Awesome, okay. Don't forget about our faith practice reading. This week we were in Romans 13. So if you have ideas about how we could talk about or read our faith practice reading together, let me know and share your ideas. Also, we're coming to the end of Romans. So April 20th, that's our last week for Romans. So if you have ideas about what you'd like to do next, please let me know. We are still putting together supplemental food bags for people in the community. Distribution was Monday. We did it from 11 to 3. So thank you to the Cashins who came and put some more items in bags and passed them out to people who came. We're still looking. I think we're okay on peanut butter for right now. We may need some more. I wanted to say thank you to people who gave financial assistance to this project. And with school being out through at least the beginning of May, this is going to go on a lot longer than the few few weeks that we thought it would. So we're keeping our work groups small, trying to group by family. So if you want to participate, please let me know before you just show up. Also, we're sending out the announcements and the updates by email and by text message through Remind. So if you want to be on either one of those lists, please contact the church office and we'll help you get set up. We also will snail mail copies. Ooh, I scrolled too far and lost my notes. We'll snail mail copies of the newsletter to our homebound members and people who don't have a computer. So if you know of anyone that we missed, please contact the church office. We snail mailed a copy of this letter also to the homebound members, so we're trying to keep them updated too. So the Parish Education Committee is providing supplemental Sunday school activities during this time we can't gather, so check out the website. Keep looking at the church website too. We're putting all kinds of stuff on the church website. I tried sending out PDF documents and stuff, and that just didn't seem to work out real well. So keep checking the church website. If you have any other questions, things that we could be doing, ideas, ways to keep in touch with people, let me know. And we can still be the church even if we can't meet. It's going to take some creativity and some thinking outside the box and doing things different, but we can still be the church. So that's the end of my letter. Andy said Zoom meeting. I'm not even sure what that means. I've been doing, for those who aren't familiar, Zoom is like a group video chat. I don't know how other to explain it, where you can meet with people and actually see them. So one of the things I talked about with the leaders is that we could schedule Zoom meetings. I've participated, I've not led. So that might be a way to do a committee night. That might be a way to do church council. We'll have to look into that as time comes. So perhaps Andy can help me out with that too. He's been my technology hero these past few weeks. So thank you to Andy. He's made us look very professional. This is what you would have gotten me sitting in front of a camera, and this is just not as exciting as what we've had for worship. So that's the end of my list. Again, if you want to help with calls, comment, send a message, and stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless us. Bye.